Hello and welcome to the 2024 Democrat primary, where we are pitting every single incumbent Democrat governor against one another. Taking a look at nationwide polling before we head into the Iowa caucus, we take a look at who's leading first, and that is going to be California Governor Gavin Newsom, who sits at the top of the field at 14%. Next up is Gretchen Whitmer from Michigan, who's at 12%. Kathy Hochul of New York at 11%, Roy Cooper of North Carolina at 10%, Andy Beshear of Kentucky at 9%, Josh Shapiro of Pennsylvania at 8%, Jerry Polis at 7%, J.B. Pritzker at 9%, Maura Healey at 5%, Wes Moore at 4%, Tim Walz at 3%, while Michelle Grisham, Tony Evers, Jay Inslee, Laura Kelly, John Bel Edwards, Ned Lamont, Katie Hobbs, Tina Kotek, John Carney, Janet Mills, Dana Key, Phil Murphy, and Josh Green all sit at 1%. Now at the Iowa primary, we can now safely say that Gretchen Whitmer will be the projected winner coming out of this state's primary, as she will go on to win 15% of the vote. The only candidate to win 15% of the vote, mind you. Andy Beshear a close second at 10%, Gavin Newsom at 4%, while the rest of the field are at 1%, as most of the vote getters go to Whitmer or Beshear. And taking a look at the delegate count, since Whitmer was the only candidate to win 15% of the vote or more, she'll be walking away with every single delegate, which is a big prize of 41 delegates. Huge win for Gretchen Whitmer, and she will also be winning every single county in Iowa. And we now have some dropouts following a lot of poor performances in Iowa, as Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro has announced he will be ending his 2024 run, and he will be endorsing Gretchen Whitmer. Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker is announcing that he'll be suspending his campaign, as he will be endorsing Gretchen Whitmer. Minnesota Governor Tim Walz has announced he will be ending his run for the White House, as he is endorsing Gretchen Whitmer, noting that all these Rust Belt Democrats are lining up behind Gretchen Whitmer, who won the Iowa caucus. Wisconsin Governor Tony Evers continuing the Whitmer endorsement train, as he has ended his campaign and endorsed Whitmer as well. However, we break away from this train, as Kansas Governor Laura Kelly has suspended her campaign and endorsed Andy Beshear, fellow moderate, instead of Gretchen Whitmer. Out of the New Hampshire primary, Kathy Hochul will make a shocking victory out of the state's primary, as she will win a plurality of the vote here, winning 22% of the vote. Andy Beshear in second place at 18%, Gretchen Whitmer at 15%, Gavin Newsom at 10%, Roy Cooper at 7%, Maura Healey at 6%, Wes Moore at 5%, Michelle Grisham at 4%, Jared Polis at 3%, and the rest of the field at 1%. Taking a look at the delegate count, Kathy Hochul will walk away winning 9 delegates, Andy Beshear wins 8, and Gretchen Whitmer wins 7. And here is the county map on your screen now. New Jersey Governor Phil Murphy has announced he will be suspending his 2024 campaign. He is endorsing Gretchen Whitmer for president. Rhode Island Governor Dan McKee has announced he will be withdrawing from the Democrat primary, and he will be endorsing Gretchen Whitmer. It seems like a lot of Democrats are in single file behind Gretchen Whitmer. Maine Governor Janet Mills has announced she'll be ending her campaign. However, she'll be endorsing Kathy Hochul, who seems to be the establishment choice in this race so far. Governor John Carney of Delaware has announced he'll be suspending his campaign. He will be also endorsing Kathy Hochul. Connecticut Governor Ned Lamont is announcing he'll be ending his campaign and will be endorsing fellow moderate Andy Beshear. The recently elected Governor of Maryland, Wes Moore, is suspending his presidential campaign and will be endorsing Gretchen Whitmer. Massachusetts Governor Maura Healey is ending her campaign and is also endorsing Gretchen Whitmer. Seems like most of the progressive candidates are lining up behind Whitmer as well. Out of Nevada's primary, no surprise here, Gavin Newsom will be the projected winner out of this state, as he will win 19% of the vote. Andy Beshear wins 17%, Whitmer at 15%, Hochul at 11%, Grisham at 9%, Polis at 8%, Inslee at 6%, Cooper at an abysmal 5%, Katie Hobbs at 4%, Tina Kotek at 3%, John Bel Edwards at 2%, and Josh Green at 1%. Taking a look at the delegate count out of Nevada, Gavin Newsom will win 13 delegates, Beshear wins 12, and Whitmer wins 11. And here's the county map on your screen now. Hawaii Governor Josh Green has announced that he will be ending his 2024 campaign and will be endorsing Gretchen Whitmer, another progressive backing Gretchen Whitmer. Speaking of progressives, Oregon Governor Tina Kotek is withdrawing from the primary race, and she is lining up behind Gretchen Whitmer for president. But again, with these progressives, Katie Hobbs is ending her campaign as well, and she will be endorsing Whitmer as well. Seems like a consensus here, as all these Democrat governors are lining behind Whitmer. Governor Jay Inslee has suspended his campaign, another progressive backing the Whitmer campaign. Jared Polis, the governor of Colorado, is breaking this trend, as he is a very libertarian progressive. He is endorsing Andy Beshear for president, kind of a shock endorsement. The governor of New Mexico, Michelle Grisham, is ending her campaign for president after a very poor showing in every single primary state so far, and she will be endorsing Kathy Hochul. And out of the South Carolina primary, kind of a shocker here, considering we got a Democrat governor from North Carolina. Andy Beshear is the projected winner here in this state, as he will walk away with 29% of the vote, Gavin Newsom at 21%, and Gretchen Whitmer at 17%. Roy Cooper is at 13%, so close to that 50% threshold, but no dice. John Bel Edwards is best shown so far at 11%, and Kathy Hochul, her worst showing so far, he's at 9%. And here's the delegate count out of South Carolina. Andy Beshear will walk away with 22 delegates, Gavin Newsom at 17, and Gretchen Whitmer at 15. And here is the county map on your screen here. Governor Roy Cooper, the governor of North Carolina, after a very poor showing in his neighboring state of South Carolina, will be ending his campaign, will be endorsing Andy Beshear. Governor John Bel Edwards of Louisiana is ending his campaign for president as well, and is also backing fellow Southerner Andy Beshear. And here is the delegate count at the end of February. Gretchen Whitmer leads the pack at 75 delegates, no doubt because of her massive victory in Iowa. Sorry, that was my alarm. It's 5:45 in the morning. Andy Beshear is in second at 42 delegates, Gavin Newsom at 30, and Kathy Hochul at an abysmal 9. It is now Super Tuesday, now the Alabama primary. Andy Beshear is the projected winner, winning 32% of the vote. Gavin Newsom at 27%, Whitmer at 22%, and Hochul at 17%. Every single candidate will win delegates out of Alabama, as Beshear wins 18 delegates, Newsom wins 14, Whitmer at 11, and Hochul at 9. And here is the county map on your screen here. Out of American Samoa, one of the handful of territories voting in our primary system, Newsom is the projected winner, most likely because he's probably the most well-known governor out of the pack left. Newsom winning a majority of the vote out of American Samoa, Beshear at 16%, Whitmer at 15%, and Hochul at 14%. Newsom will win 4 delegates, while Beshear and Whitmer both win 1. Hochul is just shit out of luck here. Out of Arkansas's primary, Andy Beshear will be the projected winner here. He goes on to win 35% of the vote. Newsom at 25%, Whitmer at 22%, and Hochul at 16%. Everybody's winning delegates, as Beshear is walking away with 11, Newsom at 8, Whitmer at 7, and Hochul at 5. And here is the county map on your screen here. Out of California's primary, no surprise here, Gavin Newsom will win his home state by a massive margin at 40%. Well, a massive margin compared to the others. Beshear at 22%, Whitmer at 20%, and Hochul at 16%. Newsom will walk away winning 168 delegates, Beshear at 94, Whitmer at 84, and Hochul at 69. Giggity. And here is the county map on your screen now. And out of Colorado's primary, despite the governor endorsing Andy Beshear, Gavin Newsom will win over the more progressive voters in the state, winning a plurality in this state, winning 34% of the vote. Andy Beshear at 29% though, so Polis did help him there. Whitmer at 19% and Hochul at 16%. Newsom wins 23 delegates, Beshear wins 20, Whitmer wins 13, and Hochul at 11. And here's the county map on your screen here. As you can see, Hochul does very well in the Denver area. Out of Maine's primary, Kathy Hochul will be the projected winner here. No surprise here, she was leading. She's at 37%, Beshear at 25%, Whitmer at 20%, and Newsom at 16%. Hochul will walk away with 9 delegates, Beshear at 6, Whitmer at 5, and Newsom at 4. And here's the county map on your screen here. Sort of a clusterfuck if you ask me. Out of Massachusetts primary, Kathy Hochul will be the projected winner out of this state. Very progressive state, however, she will still walk away with a victory. She's at 32%, Beshear at 27%, Whitmer at 23%, Healy's endorsement didn't seem to help her none, and Newsom at 16%. Hochul walks away with 30 delegates out of the state. Beshear wins 25, Whitmer at 21, and Newsom at 14. And here's the county map on your screen here. It very well seems like Boston is what pushed Hochul over the finish line. Out of Minnesota, Gretchen Whitmer, no surprise here, will win the state's primary, winning 33% of the vote. Beshear's not that far behind though at 30%, Newsom at 20%, and Hochul at 16%. And so everyone will win delegates here, as Whitmer is at 25 delegates, Beshear at 23, Newsom at 15, and Hochul at 12. And out of Minnesota, here is the county map on your screen now. Out of North Carolina's primary, Andy Beshear will be the projected winner here, as he will go on to win 32% of the vote, Newsom at 28%, Whitmer at 21%, and Hochul at 17%. Meaning everyone will win delegates here, as Beshear wins 36, Newsom at 31, Whitmer at 24, and Hochul at 19. And here is the county map on your screen now. Out of Oklahoma's primary, Andy Beshear will be the projected winner, as he goes on to win 32% of the vote out of the state, Newsom at 27%, Whitmer at 24%, and Hochul at 16%. And out of the delegate count out of Oklahoma, Beshear will win 12, Newsom at 10, Whitmer at 9, and Hochul at 6. And here is the county map on your screen now. Out of Tennessee's primary, Andy Beshear will be the projected winner, as he goes on to win 32% of the vote, Newsom at 28%, Whitmer at 23%, and Hochul at 15%, barely making the threshold to win delegates. Beshear will walk away with 21 delegates, Newsom with 18, Whitmer with 15, and Hochul with 10. Out of Tennessee's primary, here's the county map out of Tennessee, Out of Texas primary, Andy Beshear will be the projected winner here. He will win 32% of the vote, Newsom at 28%, Whitmer at 23%, and Hochul at 16%. Everybody's winning delegates. Beshear winning a huge load of delegates of 73, Newsom at 64, Whitmer at 53, and Hochul at 38. And here is the county map on your screen now, with Beshear winning most of the counties in the state. Out of Utah's primary, kind of a shock, but Andy Beshear will be the projected winner here, as he wins 34% of the vote. Newsom, who was leading in polling before today, is at 27%, Whitmer at 24%, and Hochul at 13%. And out of the delegate count, Hochul not winning any. Beshear wins 12 delegates, Newsom wins 9 at 8, Whitmer wins 8. And here's the county map on your screen here. Out of Vermont's primary, Gavin Newsom, who winning in a northeast state, which typically would have gone to Hochul. However, Newsom is winning over the progressive voters in the state. Newsom wins 37% of the vote, Hochul at 31%, Whitmer at 18%, and Beshear at 12%, meaning Beshear will be bumped out of the delegate threshold. Newsom will walk away winning 7 delegates, Hochul wins 6, and Whitmer wins 3. And here is the county map on your screen here. Out of Virginia's primary, Gavin Newsom will be the projected winner out of this very establishment-heavy state, a state that typically you would think Beshear would be favored, and however, Newsom winning more of those establishment D.C. area voters. Newsom at 33%, Hochul at 28%, Beshear at 21%, and Whitmer at 17%. And the delegate count on your screen now, Newsom winning 33 delegates, Hochul at 28, Beshear at 21, and Whitmer at 17. And here's your county map on the screen now. And here's the delegate count at the end of Super Tuesday. Gavin Newsom, presumably with his massive win in California, is leading at 453 delegates, Beshear at 415, Whitmer at 359, and Hochul at 272. And coming out of Democrats abroad, Gavin Newsom will be the projected winner, abroad the country, winning 38% of voters outside of the U.S., Whitmer at 30%, Hochul at 23%, and Beshear at 7%, doing very poorly outside the U.S. Newsom wins 6 delegates, Whitmer at 4, and Hochul at 3. Out of Idaho's primary, Andy Beshear will be the projected winner, winning 35% of the vote. Newsom at 30%, Whitmer at 20%, and Hochul at 15%. Beshear will walk away winning 7 delegates, Newsom wins 6, Whitmer at 4, and Hochul at 3. And here's the county map on your screen now. Out of Michigan's primary, no surprise here, Whitmer will be the projected winner out of her home state, winning 44% of the vote. Whitmer at 22%, Newsom at 19%, and Hochul at 14%. Whitmer will walk away winning 61 delegates, Beshear at 34, and Newsom at 30. Hochul bumped out of the threshold. And here's the county map for Michigan on your screen now. Out of Mississippi's primary, Andy Beshear will unsurprisingly win this state's primary, winning 30% of the vote, Newsom at 27%, Whitmer at 22%, and Hochul at 19%. Out of the delegate threshold, or the delegate count out of Mississippi, Beshear wins 11, Newsom wins 10, Whitmer wins 8, and Hochul wins 7. And here's your county map on the screen now. Out of Missouri's primary, kind of a contested primary, polling suggested, but Andy Beshear will be the projected winner here. It was either going to be him or Whitmer, considering there's a lot of Southern and white working class credentials here in the state, or Rust Belt, I mean. But Beshear wins 35% of the vote, Whitmer at 29%, Newsom at 19%, and Hochul at 16%, meaning everyone wins delegates as Beshear wins 24, Whitmer wins 20, Newsom wins 13, and Hochul wins 11. And here is the county map on your screen here. Out of North Dakota's primary, Andy Beshear will win this state's primary, winning 35% of the vote, Whitmer wins 28%, Newsom wins 21%, and Hochul fails to make the 15% threshold as she's at 14%. Beshear wins 6 delegates, Whitmer wins 5, and Newsom wins 3. And here is the county map on your screen here. Out of Washington's primary, Gavin Newsom will be the projected winner here. Kind of a dominance on the West Coast, as he wins 35% of the vote. Whitmer, who was backed by the incumbent governor Jay Inslee, at 28%, Hochul at 21%, and Beshear at 14%. And out of the delegate threshold, Beshear doesn't get any delegates out of Washington. Newsom wins 37 delegates, Whitmer wins 21, and Hochul wins 23. And here's the county map on your screen here. Big news out of the primary cycle. New York Governor Kathy Hochul is ending her campaign. She was the establishment favorite. If that doesn't surprise you, it shouldn't. But she is now backing the second best choice for said establishment in Gavin Newsom. Hey, he is supposed to be Democrats Ron DeSantis, right? But here's the delegate count after the news. Gavin Newsom leads the pack at 558 delegates, Whitmer at 501, and Andy Beshear at 497. You need 1,991 to win. Out of the Northern Mariana Islands, Gavin Newsom will be the projected winner, no surprise here, winning 50% of the vote, a majority. Whitmer at 33%, and Beshear at 16%. Newsom walking away with 3 delegates, Whitmer at 2, and Beshear at 1. Out of Arizona's primary, big shock here. Katie Hobbs did endorse her campaign and campaigned for her heavily. Whitmer is the projected winner out of Arizona, winning 38% of the vote here. Newsom at 35%, and Beshear way in a distant third at 25%. And out of the delegate count, Whitmer wins 26 delegates, Newsom wins 24, and Beshear wins 17. And here's the county map on your screen now. Out of Florida's primary, Andy Beshear, which Florida voters, especially Florida Democrats, flung themselves and clung, whatever the word, they attached themselves to Beshear with everything they had, all their might, and he wins 44% of the vote here. Whitmer at 33%, and Newsom at 21%. Beshear winning 97 delegates, Whitmer at 74, and Newsom at 48. This might bring Beshear's campaign back up as he wins probably a majority of the counties in Florida, especially southern Florida, where the Democrats have had a big problem there for a long time. However, primary results mean zilch. Out of Illinois' primary, Gretchen Whitmer will be the projected winner with J.B. Pritzker's endorsement, as well as her Rust Belt appeal in the primary. She will easily win this primary, winning 43% of the vote, Beshear at 33%, and Newsom at 23%. Out of the delegate count, Gretchen Whitmer will walk away winning 67 delegates, Beshear at 52%, and Newsom at 36. Did I say percent? Jesus Christ, I'm tired. And here's the county map on your screen now. And here's the delegate count at the end of Super Tuesday 2. Whitmer now leads the pack, barely. She's at 670 delegates, Newsom's at 669, and Beshear at 664. And out of Wisconsin's primary, continuing with the governor's endorsement and her Rust Belt appeal, Gretchen Whitmer will be the projected winner out of Wisconsin's primary, winning 44% of the vote here, Beshear at 33%, and Newsom at 22%. Out of the delegate count, Gretchen Whitmer wins 37 delegates, Beshear wins 28, and Newsom wins 19. And here's the county map on your screen here. Out of Alaska's primary, Andy Beshear will be the projected winner out of this state, winning 40% of the vote, Whitmer at 33%, and Newsom at 26%. Newsom's campaign kind of falling apart here in the last stretch. Beshear at 6 delegates, Whitmer at 5, and Newsom at 4. And here's the county map on your screen now. Out of Wyoming's primary, Andy Beshear will be the projected winner, continuing his domination of rural voters in the Democrat primary. He wins 42% of the vote, Whitmer at 35%, and Newsom at 21%. Beshear will walk away winning 6 delegates, Whitmer wins 5, and Newsom wins 3. And here's your county map on your screen now. Out of Ohio's primary, Gretchen Whitmer will be the projected winner out of this state, as she wins 40% of the vote, Andy Beshear at 34%, and Newsom at 25%. Whitmer winning 55 delegates out of Ohio, Beshear at 47, and Newsom at 34. And here is the county map on your screen now. And after being propped up by many people like Kathy Hochul and Joe Biden, well, that's a rumor, we don't know if that's true or not, but Gavin Newsom is suspending his 2024 campaign bid, and he's now pushing these establishments over to go support. That says himself, but he's actually saying Whitmer. I made this with no sleep, guys. Give me a break. But Gavin Newsom is suspending his campaign and backing Gretchen Whitmer for president, like the majority of Democrat governors have done thus far. And here's the delegate count heading into the final stretch of the campaign. We might have 1 or 2 more updates for the delegate count, but Gretchen Whitmer is at 772 delegates, while Beshear is not that far behind at 751. Still anyone's race thus far. Out of Kansas's primary, Beshear probably only won this because the governor backed him, but Beshear will be the projected winner out of Kansas. He will win 56% of the votes to Whitmer's 43%. Out of the delegate count, Beshear winning 22 delegates while Whitmer wins 17. As you can see on your county map here, Beshear winning a majority of the counties out of Kansas. Out of Nebraska's primary, Andy Beshear will be the projected winner out of this state, winning 58% of the votes to Gretchen Whitmer's 41. Beshear will walk away winning 17 delegates to Whitmer's 12. And here is the county map for the state of Nebraska, Whitmer only winning 2 counties. Out of Oregon's primary, the governor endorsed her. Gretchen Whitmer will be the projected winner out of this state, as she will walk away winning 65% of the vote to Andy Beshear's 34%. Whitmer just stomping on Beshear in this state, as Whitmer will win 40 delegates to Beshear's 21. And here's the county map on your screen here. Out of Hawaii's primary, Gretchen Whitmer will be the projected winner. Not surprised here, the governor's backing her, as she wins 62% to Beshear's 37. Whitmer is winning 15 delegates to Beshear's 9. Here's the county map on your screen now. Whitmer is winning every single county out of the state of Hawaii. And here's the delegate count on your screen now. Whitmer is now at 856 to Andy Beshear's 820. Whitmer has a 36 delegate lead over Beshear. Out of Washington, D.C., this is Super Tuesday, I believe 3 or 4, whatever. Whitmer is the projected winner out of D.C., stomping Andy Beshear, winning by 40 points in the state of D.C., as she wins 14 delegates to Andy Beshear's 6. Out of Indiana's primary, Gretchen Whitmer will be the projected winner, as she wins the state by around 9 points over Andy Beshear. She will walk away winning 45 delegates to Andy Beshear's 37, and here is the county map on your screen now. Out of Maryland's primary, Gretchen Whitmer, with the help of Wes Moore, she is the projected winner in the state, winning this primary by 31 points, a massive margin over Beshear, winning 63 delegates to his 33. Here is the county map on your screen now. However, Beshear does get some victories tonight, as in Montana, Andy Beshear will be the projected winner, winning the primary by around 5 points over his opponent. He will walk away winning 10, while Whitmer walks away with 1 less at 9. Here's the county map on your screen now. Out of New Mexico's primary, Gretchen Whitmer will be the projected winner, as she will walk away winning the state's primary by 17 percentage points, as she will walk away winning 20 delegates to Beshear's 14. And here is the county map on your screen now. Out of Pennsylvania's primary, Gretchen Whitmer will be the projected winner in the state, winning the primary by around 11 points over Andy Beshear, whose campaign is kind of falling apart in this last bit, but Whitmer is winning 103 delegates to Andy Beshear's 83. Out of Pennsylvania, pick up Parker. And here is the county map on your screen now. Out of Rhode Island's primary, Gretchen Whitmer, surprising no one, is the projected winner, as she wins this primary by around 31 points as well, winning around 17 delegates to Beshear's 9, as she goes on to win every single county from the state. Out of South Dakota, Beshear's second win of the night, Andy Beshear will be the projected winner, as he wins this primary by around 13 points over his opponent, much larger than his Montana victory. Beshear walks away with 9 delegates to Whitmer's 7. And here's the county map on your screen now. And the delegate count at the end of Super Tuesday 3, I believe. They have both cracked the 1,000 delegate threshold. Whitmer is now at 1,134, and Beshear is at 1,051. Out of Guam's primary, Gretchen Whitmer will be the projected winner. She goes on to win this primary by around 15 points over Andy Beshear, winning 4 delegates to his 3. And the same thing can be said over in the Virgin Islands, where Whitmer is the projected winner, winning by a much similar margin and getting the exact same delegate count. However, out of Georgia, Andy Beshear makes a shocking victory out of the state of Georgia. Many expected this to go to Whitmer since Beshear's campaign is kind of crumbling. However, he's making a very tight save out of the state of Georgia, winning it by less than 1%, winning 53 delegates to her 52. And here's the county map on your screen now. Out of West Virginia, many expected Beshear to win because, he was leading in polling, and he ends up winning this primary by around 21 points over Gretchen Whitmer. He will walk away winning 17 delegates to her 11. And here's the county map on your screen now. Beshear wins every single county with the exception of 3. Out of Kentucky, no surprise here, Andy Beshear is winning his home state, wins 70% of the vote over Gretchen Whitmer's 29%, winning this by around 41 points. Big victory. Andy Beshear wins 38 delegates to Whitmer's 16, and Beshear's winning all but 2 counties out of this state. Out of New York's primary, Gretchen Whitmer will be the projected winner. No surprise here. Hochul is backing her after Newsom dropped out, but she wins 65% to Beshear's 34%, a 31-point victory out of the state of New York. She walks away with 179 delegates to Beshear's 95. And here is the county map on your screen now. And here's the delegate count at the end of June, where Whitmer is at 1,400 delegates and Beshear is at 1,230. Out of Delaware's primary, Gretchen Whitmer will be the projected winner, winning Joe Biden's home state, as she will go on to defeat Beshear by 33 points. Whitmer also walks away winning 14 delegates to his 7, as well as winning every single county in the state. Out of New Jersey's primary, Gretchen Whitmer will be the projected winner, as she will win 60% of the vote to Beshear's 39%, winning about 21 points. Whitmer will walk away winning 76 delegates to Beshear's 50. And here is the county map on your screen now. Out of Louisiana's primary, Andy Beshear will be the projected winner. Seems like his campaign has quite a bit of fight left in him, as Beshear wins this primary by around 3 percentage points in total. Beshear wins 28 delegates to Whitmer's 26, and here's the county map on your screen now, as Beshear wins the majority of the counties in the state. Out of Puerto Rico's primary, Gretchen Whitmer will be the projected winner out of this territory, as she wins very, very narrowly. Seems like Puerto Rico had a very tough time deciding who to vote for. Whitmer, this primary being a lot closer than Georgia for some reason, as Whitmer wins 26 delegates to Beshear's 25. Out of Connecticut's primary, Gretchen Whitmer will win the finals primary of the season. She'll win Connecticut, winning it by around 30 points even, winning 39 delegates to Andy Beshear's 21. And she will also win every single county in Connecticut. And here is the final delegate count heading into the convention. It's going to be a contested convention. Whitmer is at 1,581, failing to make the 1991 threshold, and Andy Bashir is at 1,361, a much farther failure. As said before, the Gretchen Whitmer-Andy Bashir primary battle is going to a contested convention where, yeah, seems like Democrats are trying to whip votes for this one or this one. It's kind of, I think we all know what's going to happen, right? And the 2024 nominee has been decided at the convention. The nominee has been decided, as Gretchen Whitmer will be the projected nominee to face off against whoever the Republicans nominate. Whitmer did win a supermajority of the convention superdelegates, and we're about to look at that. She won 555 superdelegates to Andy Bashir 216. Whitmer won about over 70% of the superdelegates. I'd say she was winning establishment progressive voters, while Bashir was winning more moderate and rural Democrat superdelegates. And here's the final delegate count at the end of it all. Whitmer's at 2,136, and Andy Bashir is at 1,577. And here is the primary map on your screen now, as Bashir actually won the most states. He's at 23 states, so take it with what you will. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Uploads are going to be slow for a while, kind of going through time right now. Hope you understand. This is the Chaotic One saying, peace.